welcome to episode 2 of, I haven't named this show yet, so I actually don't know. But welcome to episode 2. This episode is going to be about how I am budgeting, how I'm investing $500 this month, and I'm actually not going to invest $500. I'm going to invest $750. So how I'm investing $750 this month. And we are going to do a live stock purchase example. We're going to wait for the market to open. And when it does open, I will jump over and explain what's going on. We're going to do a live stock purchase because the market is actually down, a very good time to buy. But first things first, we are going to talk about how I got to be able to invest $750 a month. This started with me finally giving up on living on my own for the time being. One, because I did not have a job that paid even remotely enough for me to be living by myself in Denver, Colorado. So step one was cutting my expenses. I moved in with my grandmother. She charges me $400 a month in rent. It's not great being 29 years old and still living with my grandma, but I mean, I'm here. I got to figure it out and I got to do it. So that was step one. I also cut back on eating out. I cut back on spending frivolously. So that just means really anything that I don't just spend money willy-nilly. Like, I have to build a budget, which brings me into my third thing, was having a monthly budget. So my monthly expenses now average about $1,200, give or take, depending on, changes in pricing of things. But to afford everything is about $1,200 a month. The fourth thing I did was I increased my income. Now, this is easier said than done, and I would say I definitely got very lucky in what I did, because I went from being a freelance videographer, photographer, and working for a real estate company doing real estate photography, to working at Rocky Mountain Public Media. So fortunately, I got a job that pays me a salary, and that salary is about $61,000 a year. So that helps tremendously. On top of this, I'm still running my video production business, Glass Valley Productions, where I produce videos and content for other brands and companies on the side as well. Now, I'm not gonna be like I'm making tens of thousands of dollars a month and I'm not making that much money a month. On average, I probably make about not even $4,000 a month. I probably make like $3,800 a month. My business is not consistently making money in the slightest, not at all. So don't let that get you down. Like, the majority of my money comes legitimately from my job, and I make about $1,800 every 2 weeks. Nothing glamorous, none of that. But in my job has a 3% match to contribution for a retirement account. So I do give 3% of my paycheck to my retirement account, and they match that. So I'm getting 6% on my money. So that's another thing we can talk about in the future, is like retirement accounts. But that was another way that, I kind of increased my income, because like now I'm setting aside income for the future and I'm getting free money and I'm not even seeing it. Like, I don't even have to watch it leave my account. The minute my paycheck is produced is the minute that money is already going into that account. And then it's being matched at that same rate. So I love that. So that's another good thing. But I also, in my budget, I just have a budget of investing 20% of what I make. So 20% of what I make is about $375. So I take $375 out of my 2 checks every month, and I put it in my investment account. I won't do that because I don't want to share my banking information. I don't want anybody to steal my little bit of money. But yeah, I just have that number. It's just 20% of my income. It goes into investing, and always 10% of my income goes to me. So no matter how much I make, if it's $10, if it's $1,000, I take 10% of that and I put it away just for me as opportunity money in the future. Because you never know. But back to what I was saying, like 20% of my money goes into my investment account every month. And why is that so important to me? Investing is important to me because I need to have assets. We talked about this in the last episode, but like I need to have assets. There's a few statistics that I'm actually going to pull up. One second. What are some statistics on the average net worth of the Black household that are alarming? And I'm using Perplexity for this, so I should be recording my screen, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just tell y'all what I'm looking up. So some alarming statistics on the average net worth of the black household includes, according to a 2020 U.S. Census data, the median net worth of Black households was only $18,430, which is the lowest among any race or ethnicity in America. The median net worth of all U.S. households is about 7.6 times higher than that of Black households. It's predicted that the median wealth of Black Americans could fall to zero by 2053 if current trends continue. I mean, that's why investing is important to me right there. Like 2053 is 2025. That's a little over 28 years. That's 28 years from now, which is not far. It's not far at all. And a lot of people don't even know how to calculate their net worth. And that's probably something we'll talk about in the next episode. But we don't know how to calculate our net worth. How can we even track our net worth? And we're not building assets. So, I mean, I have more invested than the average Black household's net worth entirely, which is, I have about $37,000 invested. That's not a lot at all. That's not even 2 times the amount that an average net worth of the average Black household is. And that's only one statistic. But there's another thing is more recent data shows some improvement with a 60% increase in median net worth over Black households from 2019 to 2022, raising it to around $44,900. However, this gain did not meaningfully narrow the racial wealth divide, which still leaves an 85% gap between Black and white households. Home equity accounts for a large share of Black wealth, but reliance on this is risky. So again, it's why it's important to build assets. Yes, the number has come up. It's about 44K. But I mean, it's still not a lot. It's still like we're still down 85%. And it's not going to take, like, building assets from everyone is what it's going to take to rule these things out. The third thing is the median net worth of Black families is only 15.5% of that of white families, which is $44,100 versus $284,310 median net worth. So the median net worth of an average white household is about $284,310. And ours is $44,100. That's a big number. And this is illustrating the persistent and vast racial wealth gap. The wealth gap affects the ability of Black families to invest in homes, education, and businesses. So acquiring assets is important to me because, like, how am I supposed to be able to educate? How am I supposed to be able to take care of? And how am I supposed to be able to provide for my future family, for the people around me, for my community if I don't have anything? And if I don't, and even if I have a little bit, it's like my little 37,000 is not, it's not doing a lot right now. But imagine I have 30 different people. Like, I have a very big family. I have 30 different people that all have that same amount. Now we have a different number. And what if we all build to $100,000 invested, $200,000 invested? Then the money starts really flowing within our community. So that's pretty much why investing is important to me, because it's like we don't have anything. We don't have anything that's really going on. We don't have anything that we really are, like, we don't have any assets, and we need to acquire them. And for a long time, we've just been either afraid or we haven't known. And we've been listening to people that already have and already have made their millions, and they're not really telling us any really real information. Now, there are a few people I follow that have taught me a lot about investing, and that would be Earn Your Leisure, which is Troy and Rashad. You can look them up on YouTube. I highly recommend watching Market Mondays. And if you're really into the spicy side of finance, I would tune into Blackout on Wednesdays with Ian and Rashad. And then, of course, Ian Dunlap. He does Market Mondays with Troy and Rashad. He's a separate entity, but he's a master investor. I mean, he has called prices of things that, like, prices down to the cent on what to invest in. And I mean, he called Nvidia, and that's a 7,000% return so far. It's not a bad number. He said earlier this year that Nvidia was going to 89.39. Hit that number exactly. Nvidia is almost $200 a share now. It's down a little bit, but it's almost $200 a share now. Acquiring assets. And they all say the same thing. We have to get assets. We have to build more. And they've made their money, and they're still saying we need to do this. So that's why it's important. But I can say it's important all day. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through the research process. So first place that I do research is Yahoo Finance. I mean, I look at the market. I just see what trending articles are going around. I'm very invested in the AI world. So a lot of the companies that I look at, they're tech companies. They are, they're just tech companies. And then the other companies I look at, they're consumer discretionary, meaning they're just companies that, that we need all the time, like Walmart. There's only if you don't need a bunch of stocks. So let's start there. You don't need a bunch of stocks, but you just need a few. But we're going to go through the research process. So right now, what's trending is Elon Musk's pay package for Tesla, because Elon is about to get $1 trillion if he meets certain metrics for Tesla. Now, what I first do is I'm just looking at this kind of stuff and just seeing, like, what is really important. And I just use your best judgment, because, I mean, it's not going to hurt you to read. It's not going to hurt you to read a lot, It's not going to hurt you to read and look through things. But let's start with a company that I already know. So let's do NVIDIA. First thing I need to do is figure out what this company does. NVIDIA is at about 188. Okay. And now, I didn't even know this was here, but now we have an Analyze with AI button. So first thing I do is figure out what is this company, NVIDIA Corporation, how much are they right now? 188. After hours, they're 190. So after hours just means that, when the market closed, this is where their price is at now. And I come down here, I look at some articles, like who are they partnering with? Looks like they're partnering with Eli Lilly. NVIDIA is planning China Blackwell sales. What could that impact? It's like, okay, cool. So we got some good articles to read. I'd read some of those articles. But most importantly, let's figure out what this company actually does. So let's scroll down and see if they have a description somewhere. Don't worry about all this stuff right now because this is earnings and everything. You don't need to know all that stuff just yet. You need to know what the company actually does. So let's figure out where their description is. All right, come over here to profile. Cool. So figure out who's running the company. Jensen Huang, he's CEO. Important guy to know. Miss Colette M. Kress, Executive VP, CFO. I'm not gonna go down the whole list of people, but these are the people you wanna know what they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing. So the second thing is finding the description of the company. What does the company do? It's a computing infrastructure company. It provides graphics and compute networking solutions to the United States, Singapore, Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, and internationally. The compute and networking segment includes data center, accelerated computing platforms, and artificial intelligence solutions and software, networking, automotive platforms, and autonomous and electric vehicle solutions. Jetson for robotics and other embedded platforms, and DGX cloud computing services. The graphics segment offers GeForce GPUs for gaming and PCs, the GeForce Now and game streaming service for related infrastructure, and solutions for gaming platforms, Quadro/NVIDIA RTX GPUs. This is already boring. I don't want to read this whole long thing. I'm not going to lie to you. But I know it's important. So what I'll do is I'll highlight it, Control C, and I'll say, boom. I'm going to say open Claude. Not Claude Codes, but you just say open Claude. You don't have to use Perplexity. I just use Perplexity because it's an AI browser and I like it. I'll take this and I'll copy what I did in Yahoo Finance and I'll just type in, can you explain what this company does in simple terms from this description? Boom. Copy and paste the description. Boom. Voila. Now see, this is a much shorter version than this. So NVIDIA makes powerful computer chips and systems that help computers think faster and show better graphics. In simple terms, they do two main things. They make computers smarter and faster. They create special chips, GPUs, that power artificial intelligence, data centers, and help computers handle massive amounts of information. This is their biggest business now. They make graphics look amazing. They create technology that makes video games, movies, and computer visuals look more realistic and run smoothly. So who uses their stuff? Gamers, companies that build AI systems, car manufacturers, professional designers and video editors, and cloud computing companies. Okay, so the simple version, if you ever played a video game with great graphics or heard about AI, ChatGPT, there's a good chance NVIDIA's technology is powering it behind the scenes. They've evolved from a gaming graphics company into the company that makes the brains for AI systems. So, I mean, looking at this, what do you get from this? I get that, well, this company is important to pretty much anything that any kind of technology that is being built, NVIDIA's probably has their hands in it. So they're probably a company that is not going away in the next 10 years, 20 years. And when I'm investing, that's what I think about. What exactly am what exactly is this company doing? How important is this company? And is it number one in its space? And let me go back. What does this company do? How does it work? Is it important? And why? And will it be around for the next 10 years? NVIDIA fits all of that. It's important. It's going to be around. It's going to do things great. Now, the next thing we'll go to is like, how do I know when to invest into it? You don't buy at the highs, you buy at the lows. So let's go to let me pull up a 1 month chart. Actually, we're going to open up. I'm going to go to another window. I'm going to open up TradingView because this is where I actually use my charts. So I'll just go here and I'll be able to explain it a little better. So see on super charts, boom, got the weekly chart up. I'm going to remove all these drawings. We don't need them right now. I'm going to zoom out. Right? So if you don't buy at the all-time high, right? The all-time high looks to be about $211. You don't want to buy it when it's at $211. When NVIDIA falls to, what is that, $179? Well, from 211 down to 179 looks like a good time to buy. Don't worry about all these lines and stuff right now because that's a class for another day. But again, if it falls, look, it's a wonderful price. That's what, I'll just bring it down to $200 down to 170. That's a $30 difference. If I see $30 off of something, I want it. I'll tell you that now. It's like, yeah. So, that's pretty much the basics of how I do research is like, I look at the all-time high. I look at what the company does. I look like, is the company growing? Are they not growing? And I can go into greater detail for this, but really it's like, is the company making money? Is the company making money? Is it continuing to make more money? And that's where earnings and things come into. And I'll do a deeper dive on this, but I'm keeping it very, very high level for right now. It's just, does the company make money? Is it continuing to make money? Is it growing? Is it going to grow? And how quickly is it going to grow? It's not very difficult what I invest in either. It's like I invest in companies that I know that just are going to be around. So while I'm sharing my screen is like, so a couple companies I'm invested in are NVIDIA, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, AMD, Eli Lilly, QQQ, XLK, Netflix, Meta, TSM. I got rid of Palantir, so I'm actually going to I'm keeping it on my red list, but Broadcom, SMH. But again, it's like, even if you don't know half of these companies that I'm showing here on the screen, I'm sure you know who Amazon is. And let's look at Amazon's recent growth. I'll keep my drawings up because you can tell where I entered at. Yeah, it's like Amazon, you know what Amazon is. Amazon ain't going nowhere. Sorry to tell you. Apple, if you have an iPhone, if you ever used a MacBook, iPad, anything, you know about Apple. I'm sure everybody knows about Apple. Great company. Microsoft, I don't see any reason Microsoft will be gone in any day soon. And then for my computer folks, I mean AMD. If you ever use the computer, if you ever switched out anything in your computer, even if you ever bought a computer, you know there's Nvidia, there's AMD. Those aren't going nowhere. And then, yeah, these are just individual stocks. If you want to be a little safer, you got the S&P 500. It's the companies it's an ETF that has the top 500 companies in the world. Very simple. Very simple. Don't make investing a difficult thing. That's all I'm saying. I preface this with don't make it difficult. Just do what you got to do. Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And yeah, go back to what I was doing here on my computer. Sorry, I'm looking for stuff again. All right. And we are back to my list of things. Let me scroll back up here. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was just simply kind of reviewing the fact that investing isn't hard. It is nerve-wracking. And we're going to go through a live purchase now. So I'm going to show you how it is kind of nerve-wracking when you put your first order in. Now I'm a little deeper, but we're going to jump into our live recording of just me buying a stock. The market is currently closed, but we're going to wait for it to open. And the market opens. I live in Colorado, so the market opens at 7:30 my time, but the stock market is open from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are, just know 9:30 to 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. For me, we're 2 hours behind, so we're open from 7:30 to 2 in Colorado. But yeah, so let's jump right into the live purchase of a stock. I think we're gonna go after Microsoft because it's at a low. So we'll start there, and we'll just see what we got from there. Sound good? Cool. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna open up. We're gonna buy a stock. So we'll do Fidelity. Fidelity is a favorite of mine because, you can go do it right on your phone. Let's not pocket watch me here, okay? We're not pocket watching, but we're going to buy a stock. So what's a stock we'll go into my portfolio and we'll just pick a stock that's down right now. Boom, Microsoft. We love Microsoft. We talked about it. So I'll do buy more. Actually, look, we'll back it up. We'll back it up. Hold on. Let's get out of here. Let's go home. So when you come in here, you go bam, and you can search Microsoft. It brings up the ticker, MSFT. You want to make sure you're selecting the correct ticker. Tickers are just the MSFT, short for Microsoft. Boom, select it. It's going to load. It's going to bring up a chart. 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, 1 year, 5 years, so on. And it's going to have all this information at the bottom. You got your day range, it's at its low, your 52 week range. 52 weeks is a year, so how it's been doing over the year. Its previous close was at that price, and then its previous open was here. EPS, all these different numbers. You got some news around it too, so you can read about it. And, you got a research tab. You can learn about all the things Microsoft's got going on. Its Q1 earnings, all those different things. It's going crazy right now. So all those different things like analyst ratings, market sentiment, social sentiment. Then, you got your options chains for my options traders. We'll talk about those one day. And then we got my positions. We're going to skip over that because I don't want y'all looking at my stuff. But yeah, we see, in the past day, it's looking like it's down. It's looking like it's falling, gang. So we'll buy a little bit. So we're going to go down here. We're going to hit the trade button. And it'll be buy or sell. We're going to do buy. And boom, I got $35 to trade right now. So let's say a share of Microsoft is $482.93. Obviously, I don't have $482 to buy an entire share, but that's why you can buy smaller pieces. So let's say, I only want to spend $10. I got $10. So in an amount of how much we want to buy, we put 10. We're going to do order type. There's several order types, and I'll get into what these are, but there's a limit and a market order. I like to say I'm in my limit order era because I like to buy things at a specific price. Limit means you get to buy at a specific price or better. So if it's at $482.94, let's just say I want to get it at $483, we'll say. Boom. Actually, we'll do 483. If it's 483.07, let's say 483.20. This looks like it's going up. So we hit trade. It'll bring up all this information on what it's doing. And then boom, buy Microsoft. And if your order received, if it executes, if this price is reached, an order will cancel. If it is not, then you hit done. Boom. You can come over here to notifications. Looks like that one didn't go through yet. But we can go back to Microsoft. Look at that. That's how quickly prices change. 483.39. I want to give y'all an example that I know will work. Let's see. So we'll just come here. We'll go back. Cancel. Go to here. And then we'll boom. Let's do activity and orders. And look, we'll even get an example of how to cancel an order. So this is all the information for your order. We'll do try to cancel, confirm to cancel, cancellation order replaced, verified, canceled. Voila. Okay, so now we can swing back to Microsoft and we'll just try to buy it at, a good price. Anything under 500, honestly, I still love it. So we'll go buy. Again, got my $35. So we'll just say I want to buy $10 and we'll do 483.40. Hit preview. Buy Microsoft. And then voila. Let's go back. I think my order will go through. Yeah, we do. We got it. Boom. We got 2 alerts. My order was canceled. Got my $10 back. My order was filled. Boom. Bought 0.2 shares filled at that. Get an order number, all that stuff. Boom. And now we're set. We have bought a stock on the stock market. So now we've done a live purchase of a stock. I would say pick one stock that you want to try to invest in, open up a brokerage account, and we can make a video. I'll make a short video about just how to open up a brokerage account and what brokerage accounts I really like. Yeah, you watch me purchase a live stock, and I'm going to actually just leave a link below to some that I like, and tune into the next video for a explanation on brokerage accounts. Because yeah, I think we'll talk about that in the next one. Let's just open up a brokerage account. I'll walk you through how to open one up, what to do, which ones I choose, because I have 3. So yeah, We'll do that. We'll do that next one. So I'll see y'all next time.